welcome you to scenic Chestnut Hill on the campus of Boston College for live football on ESPN Classic. BC, the home of the old, a Heisman Trophy, and the new, a premier defensive end. Army is represented by 900 cadets and their band. It's a home opener for BC, the season opener for West Point. The Eagles and Cadets, they are coming up next as Army and BC square off. To follow another player in this game that's remarkable too for Boston College. With that story, here is Duke Castiglione.
Yeah, this guy, Will Blackmon, is a guy that Army is going to have to defend today. He's the first three-way player in the Tom O'Brien era. And he can beat you on special teams, on defense, and of course, as a wide receiver. Now, last week against BYU, his first game at wideout, and I asked him, how'd it go? How did you think you did? He said, hey, it was easy. I came to BC to be a wide receiver. So I asked him, what do you like best? He said, I'm a defensive back at heart, and that's what I hope to play at the next level. We shall see what happens today. Fellas, back to you.
I tell you, this guy is explosive, Duke. Blackmon, we've watched him in practice. And here comes one of the exciting players we're going to track all afternoon long, Will Blackmon. First three-way player in Tom O'Brien's history. He was a cornerback a year ago, now playing wide receivers. Always been an effective kick return guy. Justin Koenig will kick off for Army, as this guy is explosive. We watched him in practice. He's fun because he is a difference maker. Ready to go now. Army up 7-0, 7:51 to go in this first quarter of play as Koenig going to leave this one a little bit short. Blackmon comes up, has it at the 15, up to the 20, 25, and out to the 29-yard line. Let's go down to the sideline, and here's Duke.
Fellas, this week I had a chance to travel up to West Point and talk to about 4 or 5 players, and I said, hey, did you guys see BC dismantle BYU in the heat, in the altitude up at their place? They all said, yeah. I said, did you see the size? Are you intimidated? To a man, they said no. They said the key to this game will be execution, and we believe we can execute. And we saw that on that impressive 80-yard drive. Back to you.
Boy, you're right, Duke. Now an anxious moment for BC. Will Blackmon is down. He did not get up after returning that kickoff out to the 30-yard line. And obviously, Tom O'Brien has to be very concerned about his senior from Cranston, Rhode Island. He's the guy who they're depending so much on. He's up, though. Boy, that's good news. That is an anxious moment, though.
Well, that's about 3 ulcers for Tom O'Brien and his offensive and defensive staff, because this guy's the best secondary player, the best receiver, and the best kick returner on this team.
Looks like he may have gotten the wind knocked out of him as he came down on the ball, but he'll be able to continue. Quentin Porter now will come in at quarterback for BC. Boston College has a mammoth offensive line that sets things up for these guys. We mentioned Blackmon earlier. Chris Miller had 2 touchdown catches last week against BYU. Palmer, a transfer from Utah. Whitworth and Larry Lester, who just made the catch. There's these guys. They have 3 guys over 6'7". Trueblood is the biggest at 6'9", and he's going to be playing on Sundays. To visit with.
Oh my God.
So articulate. I mean, here's an end around now to Blackmon. Blackmon with his speed to the 40, 35. He is going to step out of bounds at about the 32, but that'll be a first down. And that's what Blackmon brings to this team offensively. A new dimension. 13-yard pickup on the play. He's just a playmaker, Bill.
Yeah, that was well blocked. He is a playmaker, but a big mistake by Army on defense by not keeping proper contain. It's hard to see from this angle, but nobody kept contained. Either the defensive end or the linebacker was supposed to stay at home and keep that from breaking outside. Plays, they're getting into man coverage, and they're able to man up well on these wide receivers so far.
Owen Tolson is going to punt it now for Army. This is Blackmon back deep. He's joined there by DeJuan Tribble. Tolson did very well in the scrimmage this year. The blue-gold scrimmage averaged over 46 yards a punt. Did not punt last year for the Cadets. Hit this one, not well hit. And it's going to take an Army bounce, and it's going to be picked up by Blackmon. Blackmon, look at him in the open field. He is somebody that you are really concerned about if you're the opponent.
Well,
that's a 35-yard punt, a 5-yard return.
There's some guys that gain 5 yards and still excites you. He still looks like he's going to do something.
Blackmon wide out, mishandled snap by Porter. He got it back, and he still gets the ball underway, still completes it to Blackmon. Look at Blackmon in the open field. He's something, trying to get to the near side. He's got a convoy of blockers to the 30, 25, 20, 10. Blackmon, touchdown, Boston College. 41 yards on the pass completion. A play that looked very bad from the get-go ended up being a remarkable play.
When we talk about creating, folks, that's what we're talking about. This guy, this is a drop snap. You teach your quarterback, don't throw this ball. Don't try to pick it up. Quentin Porter picks it up anyhow and gets it out to arguably one of the top 4 or 5 skilled players in America, who brings it all the way back across the field and runs it in the end zone.
And Oliger adds a point after, and boy, this BC team, they had a wake-up call after trailing 7-0. Bobby Ross's team got out of the chute well, but then they've run into number 1, Will Blackmon, a guy, a 3-way performer, the first in Tom O'Brien's history. Part of the BC campus, they have a student enrollment here, a little over 14,000. I mean, this is a spectacular place as they have a new football athletics complex.
They got more beautiful eagles around here than any place I've ever been. I mean, there are some beautiful eagles on this campus.
You know, I was reading the other day that the Eagles live to be 100 years old. I knew you'd love to hear that.
That just blows my mind. I had no idea.
And so Oliger's going to kick off to Scott Wesley, and Army right now has got to be stunned. They turn the ball over, and bang, one play later, 41 yards to this guy. He is exciting. Will Blackmon, his first touchdown catch of the year.
Excuse me, Gary, but any of the lists you look at about the top playmakers in America, Blackmon's on all of them. Devin Hester of Miami, various guys that are supposed to be great kick returners, and that sort of Ted Ginn of Ohio State. This guy's on all the lists, and he certainly deserves to be in that honored few.
Dahman is standing on the sideline saying to himself, what happened? We took that first drive 80 yards and stuck it in the end zone. All of a sudden now we find ourselves down 27-7.
Gale Sayers one time, what are you thinking about when you're running all over the field and tacklers are falling on the ground? He says, I have no idea. This is an incredible peripheral vision, hand-eye coordination, and great speed. So when he feels something, he feels an opening, he just takes it. It's just oblivious. It's a wonderful thing to watch. It's terrible if you're trying to tackle him.
First 4 drives, 21 plays, 183 yards, and all 4 of them they've been able to score the touchdown.
The good feet just continue to assert themselves up front.
I'll tell you what, they just run through you, don't they? That offensive line, they, as Bobby Ross put her in Maulers, here's an end around reverse to Blackmon. Blackmon trying to get the corner. He's got it. 25. Oh, and he took a big shot as he goes down, bounces up, a flag coming out. Maybe a late hit. Michael Herndon was over there. Caleb Campbell was there. That's Campbell, I think, who got there late.
Yeah, they're going to call Campbell for the late hit on the sideline, and that's tough when you're coming up. And gosh, nice job of contained by the backside guy, John Wright, there, but he couldn't. Here's the call.
Out of bounds. 13 in the defense. Here's the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
Will Blackmon apparently contained by Wright, but not so. Look at that move. Now he's back up the field, and here comes Campbell. He's not sure whether he's still in bounds. It's very close, but the officials have to call those.
Well, Blackmon, here's what he's done today. We were going to follow him, Bill, to see how effective he could be.
It's pretty effective. One catch, 41 yards. Kickoff return, 16. Punt return, 5. No big deal there. Rushing, 2 for 31, and that last one was the best move he's made today in the open field.